What's up, guys? Dr. Rob here. Just wanted to share a short video with you about an epiphany I had last night watching Rambo. I'm talking about the original Rambo from 1982, featuring a very young redheaded guy, David Caruso, and Brian Dennehy and Sylvester Stallone. Not the new Rambo, which is a bit violent, but also equally awesome. This is why every entrepreneur should watch Rambo. Because basically, for those of you that are a little young or have never seen the original, Rambo is about a Vietnam vet that is fresh from the Vietnam War, and he's a former Green Beret. He's a former POW. He's been through these horrible things over in Vietnam, and he's just going through a small town trying to get a sandwich. And this small town sheriff, Brian Dennehy, is just a dick and messes with him and runs him out of town for being a drifter, and then eventually arrests him. The deputies treat Rambo like shit. They spray him with cold water. They make fun of him. They denigrate him, and then they try and shave him. And that's like the last straw, because he has a flashback from being a POW, and he kicks ass on like 7 sheriffs, and then breaks out, steals a motorcycle, goes in the woods, and then the sheriffs have to come get him. And now they're on his turf because he's a Green Beret and I'm kind of a badass. Anywho, I think everyone should watch this as a business owner because it has fundamental concepts that are essential in business, and you're going to start seeing parallels with your own life and what you're doing, and a few things you can gain, like a lot of really good gold nuggets, man. Because I was just watching this and like, oh my God, that has to do with my coaching, that has to do with my business and my product, blah blah blah. So point 1, assess your resources. Rambo breaks out of jail, gets a motorbike, heads right to the woods. He knows right away that he must create fire, shelter, and clothing for his Maslow's basic needs. So as an entrepreneur, a lot of times, make sure that your basic fundamentals are in place first before you do any bold moves or investing in any high-ticket coaching, anything like that. Make sure you have a steady source of income so you don't have to worry about rent or food or gas, and then you can press on to bigger and better things. Another thing that was interesting about assessing resources is that Rambo created his perfect environment, and that's what you need to do in business. He was in an environment where he had like access to food, he had shelter from the weather, and he was able to camouflage himself, so he had cover. As an entrepreneur, you need to create your own perfect environment. My environment is awesome because I have the wolf blanket couch, I have my dry erase boards, I have my best friend and companion, Randy. So whatever does it for you, whatever makes your creative environment awesome, that's what you need to do. Point 2, Rambo did things that others wouldn't do. He was willing to live out in the woods and endure cold and rain and eat awful things to survive. As an entrepreneur, the people that will endure, the people that will do unusual things to get ahead will see unusual results. That's a huge takeaway and a reason that my coaching and my programs have skyrocketed, because I get up at 2, 3 in the morning. I do beach runs when it's raining. Like, I really push myself to create better results for myself, and that's why I stand out as a unique person. It doesn't matter what other people think. And the reason that Brian Dennehy lost so bad trying to catch Rambo was because he had the herd mentality. All these guys, all these deputies, and then eventually the National Guard, they all had the herd mentality that they overestimated their own abilities. They were real cocky, and they had no idea that they were meeting an expert on his own turf that had played this game before. They were used to urban situations. They were used to a certain way of doing things. Entrepreneurs are kind of the same way. Entrepreneurs need to create their own path, go against the herd, and not do the same old. Okay? The herd mentality creates herd outcomes. I want you to really think about that. Why do you think everyone else has a corporate job, 9 to 5, and just usually for the most part aren't really happy with their day-to-day? It's because they aren't doing their own thing. They aren't creating their own destiny. And that's what entrepreneurs and coaches do. They create their own destiny. When you go against the herd, when you are a unique voice, you're going to start seeing unique results. And lastly, Rambo knew his talents. He knew where he was most powerful. That was in the woods. That was covering himself in a ghillie suit and camouflage and becoming one with the woods. He knew that he could survive out in the land for weeks at a time because he'd been trained. As an entrepreneur, you need to know your talents. You need to know what you're good at and do assessments. And that's what's such a big deal when I first take on a client or I'm first working with somebody. I assess them. I'm like, hey, are you more of a people person? Are you a reader? Are you good at writing? Are you more creative? Are you good with drawings? You know, what's your strength? Because that is where you're going to shine and why people are going to want to hire you, because you're using your greatest point. Could Rambo have been a librarian? Probably not. Could Rambo have been an unbelievably effective killing and terrorizing machine in the woods? Absolutely. He knew his talents, he assessed himself, he assessed his skills. That's why Rambo was super effective and constantly won. So yeah, just some notes. I hope this has kind of helped you and given you some key points. So just to reiterate real quick before I end this, assess your resources. Like, get out a piece of paper, find out what you have exactly working towards you. Resources can be people. Resources can be money. Resources can be free websites. Resources can be awesome apps. And if you're not sure where to find resources, ask. Go on Facebook. Do things that others won't do. Remember that it doesn't matter what people think, especially people in the herd mentality, and know your talents. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Rob. Have a great day.